Welcome into another American River College Athletics broadcast brought to you by Stone's Radio Networks. Today we have,
the ARC baseball team taking on Santa Rosa.
and now with the play-by-play, I give you Mark the Phantom Lowe.
Well, hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to a very loud afternoon out here at Beaver Field as we have the American River College Beavers hosting the Santa Rosa Junior College Bear Cubs, and it's a tall task for the Beavers here today as the Bear Cubs lead the Big 8 Conference with a record of 11-2. That's a conference record of 11-2, 22-5 overall. They won the game between these two teams 2 days ago down in Santa Rosa, or over in Santa Rosa. That game, a 6-0 game in favor of the Bearcats. And the Bearcats scored 5 times in the first 2 innings to take the 5-0 lead and kind of coasted it through to make it 6-0. So that is what happened on Tuesday, and we are getting ready to go here. Tyler Moore on the mound for the Beavers against the Bear Cubs. They will start it off with Alex Leopard, and then Aiden Lombardi and Connor Sharpiet, the first 3 hitters. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a timeout as we have a fan here in front, which she's going to tell us some very valuable information. And it was just a confirmation of something that we had. Number 2 hitter is Aiden Lombardi, introduced by our PA announcer as Matt. And the reason he did that is because on the lineup card he got, it said Andrew. So I can't even blame Matt for that as much as I want to, because I want to make Matt look bad in the eyes of Stones McCoy because he thinks he's all that and everything. So I'm just trying to undercut Matt, but in this case I can't. Aiden Lombardi, the actual name of the shortstop, batting second, and since he's hitting .359, I think we should get his name correct. Connor Sharpiet, the number 3 hitter, playing at first base. Number 4 hitter, Joe Brown, the second baseman. Then Jake McCoy out in right field, batting 5th. Austin Ehrlicher, the DH, he hits 6th. Keenan Morris batting 7th at third base. Bryce Cannon, the left fielder, hits 8th. And batting 9th, the catcher, Ty Blakely. Evan Johnson on the mound for the Bear Cubs today against the Beavers. And the Beavers will counter with Tyler Moore, 3-6 on the season for the freshman out of Del Campo. 39 innings pitched, 36 strikeouts, 31 base on balls, an ERA of 7.62. Just a freshman out of Del Campo High School. And he is ready to take on Alex Leopard, and we're ready to get started here in the second of a 3-game series between the Beavers and the Santa Rosa Junior College Bear Cubs. First pitch is down low to Alex Leopard at .323 on the year for Alex. 3 home runs and 25 runs batted in. He's out of Annalee, just a freshman. Tyler Moore working from the stretch as per usual for the right-hander. A 1-0 pitch. That is just a little bit high to Alex Leopard. 2 balls and no strikes with Aiden Lombardi. He of the controversial first name. He is on deck under any name. A formidable hitter at .359. That's popped up left side. See if it stays in play for Anthony Packard in the third base coach's box. He reaches up and makes the catch for the first out. So Leopard pops out in foul territory to Anthony Packard. That'll bring up Aiden Lombardi. As we mentioned about 12 times, he's hitting .359, which puts him in the top 15 of batting average in the Big 8 Conference. 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in. He's out of Cardinal Newman, another freshman. Now, if he was a switch hitter, that would be cool because he could be Aiden as a left-handed hitter and Andrew as a right-handed hitter, but that is not the case. So I just made that up. It is hilarious, but I made it up. That's a fastball in there for a strike 0-1. I mean, not hilarious. I mean, it was kind of amusing. Oh, boy. Connor Sharpiet on deck. The first baseman batting in the number 3 spot. 0-1 to Lombardi. He lines that one out to right field. Jonas Diaz in his steps. In his tracks, reaches up and makes the catch of the line drive. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Connor Sharpiet. The first baseman batting at .415 on the season. Out of Maria Carrillo High School. He's a sophomore. .415 puts him second in the conference. He's 8th in RBI and 5th in home runs. 5 home runs, 32 batted in. Jonas Diaz, as we mentioned, out in right field. Dominic Ott in center. Julian Blackwell is in left field today for the Beavers. First pitch is lined into left field. That's a base hit, and Julian Blackwell will be the guy to pick it up out there. Get it in, and Sharpiet's going to try to go for 2. He's going to make it. The relay throw is a little bit too late, and he pulls into second base with a double. First hit of the game for the Bear Cubs, and Connor out at second base, and here's Joe Brown, the second baseman.
Second baseman Joe Brown.
Infield wise, Anthony Packard at third, Darren Eels at short. David Centeno out at second today. Willie Tatum over at first. Duncan Hansen behind the plate. And Tyler Moore on the mound. He's got 2 outs. Sharpie out at second base. And Joe Brown, who hits .308. A home run, 19 runs batted in on the season for Joe. He's another freshman, this one out of Petaluma High School. Breaking ball is in there for a strike 0-1. Nice pitch by Tyler Moore. He got the first batter to pop up. The next one lined out to right. And then sharply hit line drive down into the corner by the line in left field. And he legged it out for a double. 0-1 on Joe Brown. In the dirt, nice block by Duncan Hansen. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Jake McCoy on deck. Jake McCoy is first in the conference with 7 home runs on the season. Freshman from Casa Grande High School. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just getting started here from Beaver Field. Beavers looking for their second conference win. That one's in the dirt again. Hansen blocks it. Sharpie thought about trying to go for third, but Duncan all over it. And it'll be 2 balls and 1 strike. Beavers 1-12 in the conference. Santa Rosa 11-2. Beavers are 4-24 overall. Santa Rosa 22-5. And as we mentioned, game 1 of the series went to the Bear Cubs 6-0 on their home field. 2 balls, 1 strike. Moore comes set. Here's the 2-1. Another breaking ball in there for a strike. Nice looking pitch by Tyler Moore, who evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. A little slightly overcast day. Very pleasant day for baseball. Very nice day for baseball. Hopefully it stays like this. Although I brought 3 or 4 layers of clothing because I've done some games out here already. 2-2 now on Joe Brown. Fastball just misses the outside corner. Nice pitch by Moore, but full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Brown slightly open stance from the right side. Awaits the 3-2 from Moore. Breaking ball in there, call strike 3. Brown thought he had a base on balls. Tyler Moore threw him the same pitch 3 times, got 3 strikes, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first. Bear Cubs nothing. Beavers coming to bat.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the first, Beavers hold the Bear Cubs scoreless behind Tyler Moore, and they'll send out Dominic Ott, David Centeno, and Julian Blackwell against the left-hander Evan Johnson. The sophomore from Casa Grande High School is 4-1 in the season with a 5.40 ERA, 43 1/3 innings worked, 31 strikeouts to just 16 base on balls, and he will face a lineup, as we said, Ott, Centeno, and Blackwell. Then Wyatt Balke is hitting the cleanup spot, the DH today. Jonas Diaz, the right fielder, bats 5th. Willie Tatum, the first baseman, hitting 6th. Then it's Darren Eels, the shortstop. Anthony Packard at 3rd. And Duncan Hansen behind the plate, batting in the number 9 spot in support of the right-hander, Tyler Moore. Here's Dominic Ott, the sophomore from Wood Creek, hitting at .250 on the year. 1 home run and 9 batted in. Johnson's first pitch is a fastball, and it is also a strike, 0-1 on Dominic. Pretty much been a staple of the team all season long out in center field, and either leading off or batting in the 3rd spot. Second pitch is also a strike, so quickly 0-2 to Dominic Ott. That one sails outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Series concludes on Saturday in Santa Rosa. That'll be a 1 p.m. first pitch. That's popped out of play by Dominic. 1 ball and 2 strikes remains. David Centeno to follow. Bear Cubs with a hit in the top of the first, but couldn't get anything else going. Swinging a grounder foul down the third base line. That was an off-speed pitch, and Dominic kind of had to save it and saved it off his foot, it looks like. So he's hobbling around like me most of the time. He's moving a little quicker than I usually do, but, you know, I guess. Still, it was comparable. He didn't grab his lower back, though, so he probably has got to work on that. 1-2 pitch. Line drive right field. Is that going to stay up? It does. Out in right field, Jake McCoy makes the catch for the first out. So Ott hit it well, but he hit it right at Jake McCoy in right field. And here's David Centeno, the second baseman out of Roseville, hitting a .235 with 5 runs batted in. Jake McCoy in rights, joined by Alex Leopard in center and Bryce Cannon over in left for the Bear Cubs. They've got Keenan Morris down at third, Aiden Lombardi at shortstop. First pitch on the way to Centeno, and David takes outside and low for a ball. Second base is Joe Brown. First base, Connor Sharpiet. Behind the plate, Ty Blakely. And on the mound, the left-hander, Evan Johnson. Popped up, left side, foul territory. Morris calling for in the coach's box, and he makes the catch. Both teams with the pop foul into the coach's box at third base, and their offensive output here in the first inning. Well, not much of an output, and here's Julian Blackwell. Julian out of Antelope Valley High School, or Eastside High School in Antelope Valley. .219 on the year with 6 runs batted in. He's played second, he's played third, he's pitched, he's played left. Took that one up high for a ball. He's been all over the place for Coach Jay. That's hit sharply out to the right of shortstop. Lombardi has it on a bad hop across the diamond. He's going to get Blackwell at first by a step. So 1, 2, 3 for the Beavers in the first. We go to the second. Cubs nothing, Beavers nothing.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student-athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Network.
Top of the second from Beaver Field. No score so far in this one. Tyler Moore out to work the second inning. He'll face Jake McCoy, Austin Ehrlicher, and Keenan Morris, 5, 6, and 7 for the Bear Cubs. Second of a 3-game series. First game won by Santa Rosa 6-0 on Tuesday. The series concludes Saturday in Santa Rosa, 1 p.m. first pitch. So here is Jake McCoy, freshman from Casa Grande, hitting 308 on the year, 7 home runs and 30 runs batted in. He's 9th in the league in RBI, 1st in the league in home runs with 7. A couple of guys behind him at 6, including J.T. Walden of Folsom Lake College. First pitch is hit sharply into left field for a base hit. Second hit of the game for the Bear Cubs. McCoy reaches, and that'll bring up Austin Ehrlicher, the designated hitter. Austin is usually a pitcher, 6-0 on the season with a 2.14 ERA, but he's hitting today, 211 batting average, batting from the left side. Austin's a sophomore from Maria Quiroga High School, same as Connor Sharpiet. Left-hand hitter waits the first pitch from Moore. Good lead at first base by McCoy. First pitch is down low. Ehrlicher 6'3" or so up there from the left side. He's followed by Keenan Morris, the third baseman. McCoy at first after a solid single to left to open the inning. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss off speeder from Tyler Moore. He's had good control of that pitch so far in this game. And he's even in the count in Ehrlicher at 1-1 strike. Outfield pretty much straight away. Next pitch is down low. Hansen bobs up like he wanted to throw down to first base, but McCoy gets back easily, precluding that throw. 2 balls and 1 strike. So far we've got 1 canine and 1 infant with a cap on. So that's awesome. That's the infant has the cap. The canine just kind of like settling down there. 2-1. Yes, he has fur. Thank you, Stones. 2-1 pitch is hit sharply to the right of shortstop. Eels has it. Underhand to second for one. Centeno to first. And they got him at first base. Double play, Beavers. Aaron Eels all over that one. He kind of broke to his left and bounced back to his right. He got it, underhands it to Centeno, and David wings it over to first base. It's a 6-4-3 double play. 2 outs, and here's Keenan Morris. Two outs. Morris, 240 with 5 runs batted in. From Eureka High School, takes down low for a ball. Keenan just a freshman. Bats left, throws right, and he's up here batting, so that would make left-handed at the time. Bryce Cannon to follow if Keenan starts something again as the double play stops the Bear Cubs here. They're down low for a ball. Stops them right now. But a team with a batting average of over 300 has a tendency to start things again as well. So big play by the middle infield of the Beavers to get that 6-4-3 double play on a very hard hit ball by Ehrlicher. That's chopped down toward first. Big hop for Willie Tatum. He's going to flip it to the pitcher, covering, and more steps on the bag for the out. So good job by the Beavers in the top of the second. We go to the bottom of the second. Bear Cubs nothing, Beavers nothing.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the second from Beaver Field, campus of American River College in lovely Sacramento, California. No score so far in this one. Wyatt Balke, Jonas Diaz, Willie Tatum, the first 3 against Evan Johnson. The left-hander retired. The Beavers in order in the bottom of the first. That first pitch is in there for a strike, and that's the way he did it, by getting ahead in the count to each of the hitters. Balke, 236 on the year, has 2 home runs and has driven in 8 runs. Freshman out of Wood Creek. Off-speed pitch in there, strike 2 to Wyatt Balke. That one's just a little bit outside from Johnson. Evan, a sophomore from Casa Grande High School, 4-1 on the season. He's worked 43 in the third innings coming into today, 31 strikeouts, 16 walks. That one just misses the outside corner. 2-2 to Wyatt Balke. Fouls it back to the screen, stays alive at 2-2. Wyatt, Jonas Diaz, and Willie Tatum, the first three scheduled hitters here for the Beavers in the bottom of the second. Johnson works from the windup. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Soft speed pitch got him on strikes. One out here in the second, and here's Jonas Diaz. Jonas from Folsom, a freshman, hitting 173 with 8 runs batted in. Playing right field for the Beavers. Pretty much a mainstay out there. He and Dominic Gott in center and right. That's high with a fastball by Johnson. 1 ball and no strikes. Fans trickling into this one, including the guys who are doing the planting of the, I don't know if it's a garden. I don't know what's going on there. I saw a lot of plants being put out right here behind us in areas. I mean, I think the plan is like in 5 years it'll be awesome. That's fouled out of play. Drought resistant, Stones McCoy says, and he knows about those things. So, I don't know. That's not the first selling point of a thing, I would say. Oh, yeah, that's why you put them in there. But didn't they live through this last fall? There's more drought. Fastball is in there for strike 2. 2-2. Well, it's been drought since I moved here, which was in 1970. Well, let's don't go back that far. It's a long time, though. 2-2 is lined into right field, stays up, though, and Jake McCoy has it. Moved over to its right a couple of steps. Jonas hits it really hard, but it stays up just like Dominic Ott did in the first inning. 2 outs, and here's Willie Tatum. 6'3" sophomore out of Grant High School, batting in the number 6 spot, playing first base. Batting 129 with 3 runs batted in. Takes a breaking ball in there for a called strike on 1. 2 outs here, bottom of the second. Another breaking ball, another strike. 0-2 on Willie Tatum. The left-hander Johnson pouring him in. No balls. 2 strikes. Watches that one outside just a little bit. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Johnson 1-2. Misses the outside corner again. 2-2. Johnson works quickly. The left-hander delivers outside again. 3-2. So Willie Tatum has identified the outside corner and what is on it and what is not on it. So that's a plus. See if Johnson comes back with that off-speed pitch. He doesn't. It's a fastball. It's down low, and Tatum gets down 0-2, works a walk, and he is the first base runner for the Beavers in this one, and it brings up Darren Eels, the shortstop. The sophomore from Bear Creek High School in Stockton, batting at 172, has a home run, has 8 runs batted in. So he's up here with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Tatum takes a short lead over at first. Pitch is fouled back to the screen by Darren Eels. Anthony Packard to follow. Hitting in the number 8 spot today for Coach Jay and the Beavers. Johnson's going over to first base. He has a very, what we call the funky move, the left-hander funky move. As the umpires, they get infatuated with left-handers, let them do anything they want. You know, they can kick their leg around, swirl it around. You know, it doesn't really matter. There he goes again, see? Yeah, oh, man. I would call it balk every time, even though it's not. But I would call it because it looks like it is. They just let him get away with everything. Swinging and a miss. 0-2. Tatum at first base with 2 outs. Willie got the walk after being down 0-2. Fastball is outside, and Stones is momentarily excited because Elizabeth from the snack bar has come up to give Matt, the PA guy, her menu for the day, and that is always an exciting part of any ball game here at Beaver Field. That's lined into right field. McCoy's moving over. He's not going to get there. It's down. Tatum rounding second. He's going to round third. That's going to go all the way to the fence. Willie is going to score easily and headed for third, but holding on at second is Darren Eels, and the Beavers have grabbed a run, and they lead this one 1-0. Eels put it in a perfect spot. First hit for the Beavers, first run is Willie Tatum, who kind of looked back when he got to second, and the ball was still rolling between McCoy and Leopard out in center field. Went almost all the way to the fence, and it's a double for Eels. The Beavers won, the Bear Cubs nothing, and here's Anthony Packard. Swings and misses on an off-speed pitch, 0-1. Darren Eels just put the bat out there and met it perfectly. Found a hole in right center field. 0-1 on Anthony, 198 on the year, 2 home runs and 11 runs batted in. That one is a little bit high. 1-1. Duncan Hansen, number 9, into the catcher, is on deck. Eels picks up RBI number 9 and gives the Beavers the early lead. Yesterday was 5-0 at the end of 2 innings in favor of the Bear Cubs. That's down low for a ball. So a little bit different so far in this one as the Beavers strike first on a 2-out double by Darren Eels. Packard ahead in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Johnson delivery, swinging a high fly ball right center field. Leopard's running after it, so is McCoy. They're not going to get there again. It's in the same spot. Packard headed for second. The throw's a little bit late. That's an RBI double for Anthony Packard, and the Beavers now lead it 2-0. 12th RBI for Anthony Packard, and he just found the formula that Darren Eels put out there, and he followed it to the letter, putting it in just about the same spot. Second hit of the inning, second run of the inning. It all started with Willie Tatum, who was down 0-2 in the count, took 4 straight pitches outside the strike zone. A double by Eels, a double by Packard, and here's Duncan Hansen. Takes the first pitch right down the middle for a strike. Duncan has 1 run batted in, and it was on a home run in his last outing here. It was a game, I believe, against San Joaquin Delta College. Duncan swings and misses at an off-speed pitch. 0-2 on Hansen. Dominic Ott, top of the order, on deck. Beavers have struck for 2 here with 2 outs in the second. Chops it foul off himself, so it'll be 0-2 still. No balls, 2 strikes. Packard out at second base, kind of being held out there by Joe Brown, who's moved over from a right-handed hitter. And it's spoiled down the right field line out of play over by the drought-resistant plants that Stones is so happy about. Well, it probably looked pretty good, not like 5 years or something like that. So we're back here for our 6th anniversary of ARC baseball. That'll be awesome. Hansen hits a line drive to left field, and that is going to be caught out there in left field by Bryce Cannon. It stayed up, but good hit by Duncan Hansen. It just hangs up a little bit too long. 2 runs on 2 hits. We go to the third, and the Beavers now lead this one 2-0.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Top of the third, Beavers strike for 2. In the bottom of the second, they lead it 2-0. More good news, according to my internet, or whatever you call it here, the thing that passes the information through the air. ARC, the The softball team goes into Folsom Lake, beats Folsom Lake College 3-0. A big conference win for the Beavers. They're back home on Saturday, a doubleheader against the 4th-ranked team in Northern California, Monterey Peninsula College, and we're there. First game starts at 12 right here on ARC Athletics YouTube or on the Mixler app. If you want to go like a radio show, just download the Mixler app and search Stones Radio Networks, and that puts you right on the right place. Moore's first pitch to Bryce Cannon is high for a ball, 1-0. So good job by the Beavers softball team going into Folsom and blanking them 3-0. Improves their conference record to, I believe, 7-9 now. Here's the pitch. Cannon hits it high in the air to left field and deep. Going back is Blackwell, still going back, and that one is out of here. Bryce Cannon with his 5th home run of the season. And quickly the Bear Cubs have the lead. It is now 2-1 in favor of the Beavers. Bryce Cannon, the left-handed hitter, went to the opposite field on that one. Blackwell gave chase, but he had no chance at it. Cannon now with 14 runs batted in, and Ty Blakely will be the next hitter. Blakely takes the first one in there for a strike. Ty Blakely, 277, no home runs, 12 runs batted in. Sophomore from Cardinal Newman High School in Santa Rosa. Their conference record, I believe, 7-9 now. Here's the pitch. And it's a high near the left field. That is in there for a strike. Blakely, right-handed hitter with a wide open stance. Kind of a little crouch action going on up there. He hits a sharp grounder to the right of Eels at short, bounces up. Darren guns it across the diamond, gets him by a step. Strong arm by Darren Eels, and Blakely is the first out of the 3rd inning, and that'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Alex Leopard. Alex popped to third base to open the game just a little while ago, so he is 0 for 1. Comes in at .323 with 3 home runs. So freshman out of Annalee High School in Sebastopol, which is just a cool name for a place, Sebastopol. And was the site of one of our 2 victories in my senior season of basketball. One of the wins we got was at Annalee High School in Sebastopol, which was very special, Stones, because as you know, Karen Valentine went there. And that's pretty important stuff when you're my age. There's a pitch is outside. I know. You can forget about Karen. She was a good Karen. She was before the Karen turned into a bad thing. Karen Valentine. There you go. All right, we'll talk about that later. 2 balls and no strikes to Leopard. Center fielder batting from the left side. Here's the 2-0. That is in there for a call, strike 2-1. So Cannon leads out the inning with a home run to left field. Blakely grounds out to shortstop, and we're 2 balls and 1 strike on Alex Leopard with Aiden Lombardi on deck. Tyler Moore, the freshman out of Del Campo, on the mound. Next pitch is just a little high and outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Moore comes set, checks Duncan Hansen behind the plate. 3-1 pitches down low, gets away, and goes back to the backstop. It's a base on balls. First one issued by Tyler Moore in the game, and Leopard is down at first base with Aiden Lombardi coming to the plate. Right hand hitting shortstop, fly to right, actually lined to right his first time up.
Number 3, shortstop, Aiden Lombardi.
Lombardi, we're in number 3 out of Cardinal Newman High School. Leopard at first, short lead, pitch to Lombardi in the dirt. Nice block by Hansen as he runs it down. 1-0 to Aiden Lombardi. Connor Sharpian on deck, the second leading hitter in the league who lined a double his first time up. Well, was stranded at second when Brown struck out to end the inning. Back in the first. Leopard inching off a little bit over there at first base. Moore checks him, comes to the plate. Check swing, he went around for a strike, 1-1. Evens up the count against Aiden Lombardi. .359 coming in, 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in, top 15 in the Big 8 Conference. Remember, the Bear Cubs lead the Big 8 Conference with a record of 11-2. 1-1 pitch in the dirt again, and Duncan Hansen doing yeoman's work back there, blocks that one as well. 2 balls and 1 strike. Willie Tatum holding the runner on at first base. It's Alex Leopard, who's off about 3 steps over there. 2-1 pitch. Inside, ball 3. So more in danger of back-to-back walks here with Connor Sharpiet waiting in the on-deck circle. Beavers lead it 2-1. We are in the top of the third. Leopard get a little bit more lead over there at first. Not going. The pitch is down low again. So second walk of the inning, second walk of the game from Tyler Moore, and here comes Connor Sharpiet, the first baseman. Comes to us out of Maria Carrillo High School. The sophomore hitting .415 coming in, second in the conference with 5 home runs and 32 runs batted in. That's 5th and 8th in the conference. And he's up here with 1 out and 2 on in the third. Breaking ball down low for a ball, 1-0. Bryce Cannon started the inning with a home run to the opposite field, then a ground out by Blakely, and back-to-back ball fours to Alex Leopard and Aiden Lombardi. Joe Brown waits on deck, and Connor Sharpiet settles in. 1 ball and no strike. Or strikes. Sales on the outside corner for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Defense deep and slightly around to the left for Sharpiet. Infield hoping for another one of those double play balls that helped him out in the second inning. Grounded foul down the third baseline. Moore now ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Duncan Hansen behind the plate for American River in this one. Flashing the signs out to Tyler Moore. Wind blowing slightly over from right to left. Here's the 1-2. Sharpiet hits it in the air to center field. Coming in is Dominic Ott. He's got a beat on it and makes the catch in left center field and immediately gets it back into the infield. So a big out right there for Tyler Moore for the second out. But now here's Joe Brown. Joe struck out looking his first time up, but he's got a .308 average and 19 runs batted in on the season and has hit a home run.
Number 18, second baseman Joe Brown.
The freshman from Petaluma settles in. Open stance from the right side. 2 runners on, 1 already in here in the third. Jake McCoy on deck. Check the runner at second base by Tyler. First pitch in there for a strike. Off-speed pitch. Slider. 0-1. Threw the same pitch 3 times to Brown. Got him 3 times in the first at bat. Oh, 1 pitch. Hit sharply out towards second base. Centeno has it. Straightens up, throws to first. Good job by Tyler Moore to get out of it, but gave up 1 run on 1 hit and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the third. Beavers 2, Bear Cubs 1.
Community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Bottom of the third, top of the order for the Beavers. They lead it 2-1. Dominic Ott, David Centeno, and Julian Blackwell against Evan Johnson, who was stung for 2 two-out doubles in the bottom of the second to allow the Beavers to take the 2-1. Well, it was 2-0 at that time. Then the Cannon home run made it 2-1. And here we go. Dominic got lined out sharply to right his first time up. Johnson's pitch is fouled. Out of play by Dominic. Over into the drought-resistant area. Oh, right in the middle of it. Stones, get over there and get that ball out of there. Oh, they got it. No, there's a couple of guys in the translucent shirts. Dominic takes outside for a ball. He rides his bike right on the drought-resistant area to get it. Oh, give me Roberson. Get me the president. Please do. Fouls that one off again. Does Dominic on high fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think that's over the top of the drought-resistant area. Hey, they're making the improvements, man. Onward and upward. It's great to be a Beaver. Popped up left side. Coming on is McCoy. Going out is the shortstop, Lombardi. Lombardi is going to make the catch, running out toward the outfield. Fine play by Aiden Lombardi to retire Dominic on in what could have been problematic because McCoy really wasn't going to get there. Lombardi does. And with 1 out, here's David Centeno. David popped out to third his first time up, so he is 0 for 1 in this one, the freshman out of Roseville. Hitting at .235. Also one of the best pitchers on the staff. He takes high and outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes with Julian Blackwell to follow. Johnson from the windup, the left-hander delivers. Hit well to left field by Centeno. Going back is Cannon out there, and he makes the catch. So I thought he was going to get a little more urgency, but Bryce Cannon kind of like broke into the casual trot there after a while. Reached up and made the catch. David hit it well. But 2 outs quickly here in the third, and it brings up Julian Blackwell, who grounded to short his first time up. Julian in left field today for the Beavers. Hitting at .219. Inside for a ball, 1-0. White Balky on deck. So we are in the bottom of the third. Beavers 2, Bear Cubs 1. Here's the 1-0. Julian hits it sharply down to third, handled over there by Morris. Takes his time, Crow hops, throws it across, and gets him by a step at first base. So 1-2-3 for the Beavers in the third. We go to the top of the fourth. It's AR 2, Santa Rosa 1.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student-athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Network.
Moving along to the top of the fourth at Beaver Field, it will be Jake McCoy, Austin Ehrlicher, and Keenan Morris, the first 3 for Santa Rosa. Bear Cubs scored once in the third. Beavers have scored twice in the bottom of the second, so we stand at 2-1. McCoy singled his first time, so he is 1 for 1. Came in at .308, the right-handed hitter with 7 home runs. Takes that one off the left arm. He'll go down to first base. So 2 walks and a hit batter in the last 5 batters for Tyler Moore, and he's got McCoy at first and Ehrlicher coming to the plate. Austin hit a hard ground ball to Darren Eels at shortstop back in the second and turned it into a 6-4-3 double play after the McCoy single. So the left-handed Ehrlicher is 0 for 1. He does have a home run on the campaign, 13 runs batted in. Moore's first pitch is a slider, just misses down low, so it's 1-0. Ehrlicher about 6'3" or so very high knees on Austin. Keenan Morris to follow. Short lead at first base by McCoy. Moore's next pitch is a fastball outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Oh, that's that chocolate-ish, lavish dog that you were talking about we saw before. Yeah. Now, poodleish, I think is what you call it. That's the way you described it in your technical terms. Poodleish. 2-0 pitch, down low, ball 3. Eli Yamanaka is warming up or throwing in the bullpen for Santa Rosa, kind of like loosening up. So Yamanaka is up. That pitch is in there for a strike after Ehrlicher had already thrown his bat away, which he has to get back, and it's kind of like the walk of shame, kind of like that. 3-1 now. McCoy leads at first base. That is on the inside corner, call strike 2. No outs, top of the 4th. McCoy down at first base after being hit by a pitch. See if he goes on the 3-2 pitch here from Moore. He doesn't. Here's the pitch. It's fouled over by the Beavers dugout. So we'll go back and do it again as the umpire wings out. A nice little throw out there to the pitcher's mound. I know Stones McCoy wants to be designated the guy who gets to throw the ball to the pitcher whenever that's needed, but that's just kind of like junking things up unnecessarily. We don't need you down in the field doing that. Good lead by McCoy at first base. Here's the 3-2 coming up. He does not go. It's hit sharply out towards shortstop. Big hop for Eels to second for 1. Centeno to first. He got him again. A double play for the Beavers, 6-4-3. So if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it, and that's exactly what happened right there. And Eels, very beneficiary of a nice little big hop, the last little bounce there. The ball came up to him. It made it easier for him to throw over to Centeno. And David turned at that time with a little bit stronger throws. He had the first one. It was in time, and here's Keenan Morris with 2 outs in the 4th. Moore, as always, from the stretch. First pitch just misses that outside corner. So he had 3-0 on Ehrlicher, but came back with 2 called strikes, and that's huge. As the 3-2 pitch grounds into the double play. That's hit high in the air left field, but it'll go well out of play down the left field line over by the bullpen area. 1 ball and 1 strike. Keenan Morris, 240 on the season. Freshman out of Eureka. Down at third base for Santa Rosa here in this one, the second of a 3-game set between the two teams. Line drive, base hit, center field. Just a clean single by the left-hand hitting Morris. 4th hit of the game for the Bear Cubs, and that means Bryce Cannon comes to the plate again. And last time Bryce Cannon hit it about, I'm going to say conservatively 380 feet to left field, which is pretty impressive for a left-handed hitter. And he recorded his 5th home run of the season and 14th run batted in. He's up here with 2 outs and Morris down on first base. Morris, modest lead. Cannon takes in the dirt outside for a ball, 1-0. So hit by pitch, a double play, and now a single by Morris. He's down at first base with 2 outs. The catcher, Ty Blakely, on deck. But it's all about Bryce Cannon here. That one is in the dirt again, blocked again by Hansen. So Duncan has done that a lot so far today through the first 3 2/3 innings. So far has been able to stop everything from going back to the backstop. But it's 2-0 now on Cannon. Left-hand hitting Cannon waits. Swing and a miss. Moore throws it by him, gets it into the count at 2 balls and 1 strike. Packard at third, Eels at short. Centeno at second, Willie Tatum over at first holding the runner on the 2-1 pitch. That's in the dirt. There goes the runner. The throw by Hansen is going to be just a little late in trying to tag him. Eels does not maintain control of the ball. So Morris is down at second base. gets credit for the stolen base, and it'll be 3-1 now on Bryce Cannon. Let's see if the Beavers decide just to take that open base that was offered to him and put Bryce Cannon on at first base. 3 balls, 1 strike. Breaking ball, nice slider in there, called strike on the corner. Good pitch by Tyler Moore. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Morris, shadowed by Darren Eels out at second base, trying to keep him as close as possible against the left-hand hitting Cannon. 3-2 on the way. Ball 4 down low. Cannon gets the base on balls. Morris at second. Cannon now at first. Here's Ty Blakely, who grounded out to short his first time up. The catcher out of Cardinal Newman is hitting .277 coming in. Has 12 runs batted in, no home runs. Hitting in the number 9 spot, which means Alex Leopard, the leadoff man, is on deck. Stones McCoy says, it's a little chilly. I put on my Like the Beam sweatshirt, which I think is I think you got to be out of the arena to get that one, don't you, Stones? Really nice. A little bit too high from Tyler Moore. 1 ball in, no strikes. Four hits so far, 2 walks and a hit batter for the Bear Cubs. They trail 2-1, but they've got runners at first and second. The throw back to second, and Centeno has to make a nice catch to catch the ball and did not apply the tag to Keenan Morris. So we're at 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the order, Alex Leopard on deck. Cannon leads at first. Morris at second. 1-0 pitch is fouled down the right field line out toward the bullpen area for Santa Rosa and makes its way onto the far areas of the drought-resistant planting area, which is pretty widespread down there. It's a very ambitious project. I commend them here at AR in the agricultural department, or whoever is in charge of that. Probably not them. 1-1 pitch. Check swing, did he go? I don't think so. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. I think it would be the agricultural department. They make the call on all that. Just take all their students and have them go out and plan the gardens and everything. I think it's a tremendous idea. I should have a college of my own. I will be a college president after I turn into a judge. 2-1 pitch. That is outside, 3-1. Judge would be the coolest job. Although there's always people coming back at you after like 23 years because you convicted their cousin or something. So I don't know if I like that. Judge Phantom has a ring to it. 3 balls, 1 strike. Blakely waits. Wide open stance from the right side. Fouled out of play. 3-2. Full count on Blakely. Big pitch right here early in the game. Just the 4th inning. But you're playing the number 1 team in the conference. Bear Cubs at 11-2 in Big 8 conference play. Ty Blakely settles in. 3 balls and 2 strikes, and Moore gets his sign from Duncan Hansen. Goes to the plate. Line drive right field slicing. It's going to be foul out there. Jonas Diaz giving chase. And it will drop foul as Coach Jay comes out and delivers some new baseball to the home plate umpire. So we'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield pretty much deep and around a little bit to the left. Here's the 3-2. Chop foul again. That one toward the dugout of the Beavers. Might have been off the foot of Ty Blakely. So we'll go back again and do it at 3-2 one more time. Snack bar's open in case you want to go down there, Stones. I know that Elizabeth is doing a tremendous job. 3-2. Takes it. Ball 4. So Morris moves to third. Cannon now at second. The base on balls the second of the inning, along with the hit batter. And we're going to have a meeting at the mound. We'll step away for just a second. We're in the top of the 4th. Bases are loaded, but the Beavers lead it 2-1.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Networks.
All right, we are done with talking, and now it's Alex Leopard who has walked and popped out. The leadoff hitter at 323 up here with the bases loaded against Tyler Moore and the Beavers. First pitch misses high and outside, 1-0. Jake McCoy started off, was hit by a pitch, then a double play from Ehrlicher. 2 outs. Keenan Morris, a solid single to center, then a walk of Cannon and a walk of Blakely. And now the bases are loaded for Alex Leopard. Left-handed hitter, slightly open stance. Waits for the 1-0. There it is. It's hit sharply to the right of second base. Centeno knocks it down, but it's off his glove into short center field. 1 run scores. Here comes the second one. Not going to be able to make a play. It's a 2-run single for Alex Leopard, and the Bear Cubs lead this one 3-2. Hit sharply. Centeno tried to dive to his right. He probably would not have been able to make a play had he got up, but he would have saved 1 run from scoring. Blakely stays at second. 3 runs in, and that'll bring up Aiden Lombardi. Great try by David Centeno. It just rolls out of his glove into short center field. With 2 outs, everybody's going on contact. 27 runs batted in now for Alex Leopard. Here's Lombardi. Flied to right and walked. That one's down in the dirt for a ball. Hansen, another block. 1 ball, no strikes. Connor Sharphead on deck. Lombardi lined out to right field in the first inning, then got the base on balls in the third, but was stranded at first base. That's in the dirt again, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-0 pitch. Hit high in the air center field. Ott has a beat on it. Dominic moves over a step, reaches up and makes the catch for the third out. 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's the Bear Cubs 3 and the Beavers 2.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Networks.
We move to the bottom of the fourth. Evan Johnson back on the hill for the Bear Cubs. Now he has a 3-2 lead after Santa Rosa scored twice in the top of the inning. Wyatt Balke will start us off here, then Jonas Diaz and Willie Tatum. 4, 5, and 6 for the Beavers. Wyatt struck out leading off the second inning, so he is 0 for 1 in this one. He chops that one foul. I think it was last game that we did. He was 0 for 1, and then he came up to second at bat, was 0-2 on him, and they hit a home run over the center field fence. So don't count this man down is what I'm saying, I think. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Don't count him out, don't count him down, don't count him. Don't count him anything. Just don't count him. Checked a swing, was down low, so it's 1-2 on Wyatt Balke. 236 with 2 of those home runs and 8 runs batted in for Wyatt in his freshman season. Swings and miss. That's strike 3 on Balke. 1 away here in the fourth. And it'll bring up Jonas Diaz, who hit a line drive to right field his first time up, but was retired when it fell in the glove of Jake McCoy out there in right field. Jonas, a freshman from Folsom High, 6'2". hits a line drive into left field for a solid base hit. Took a high fastball from Johnson and just laced it into left field. Third hit of the game for the Beavers. And here's Willie Tatum, who got a key base on balls back in the second inning with 2 outs. He was 0-2 in the count and took 4 straight pitches outside the strike zone, a couple of them rather close. He walked, and then Eels and Packard came in with back-to-back RBI doubles to give the Beavers a short-lived 2-0 lead. It's 3-2 right now in favor of Santa Rosa. Diaz over at first base. Tatum takes in there for a called strike on 1. Willie 129 coming in. No home runs, 3 runs batted in. He's a sophomore first baseman from Grant High School. Johnson looks at first, throws to the plate. Willie swings and misses at an off-speed pitch. 0-2. Darren Eels to follow. Swing and a miss. Got him on strikes, 3 pitches, 2 outs. Still Diaz down at first base, and now Darren Eels, who laced a double into right center his first time up, driving in the first run of the ball game for AR. Picked up his 9th run batted in the season. Came in at 172, does have a home run. Fouls that one back to the screen. Goes after the first pitch. 0-1 on Darren Eels. Anthony Packard to follow. Bottom of the 4th, Santa Rosa 3, American River 2. Big 8 conference action here from Beaver Field. Darren takes down low for a ball. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Keenan Morris at third for the Bear Cubs. Aiden Lombardi at short. Joe Brown at second. Connor Sharpiet at first. Behind the plate, Ty Blakely, Cannon Leopard, and McCoy in the outfield. Evan Johnson on the mound. Here's the pitch. Grounded foul over toward the Beavers dugout. Makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Third game in this series will be Saturday in Santa Rosa, 1 o'clock first pitch. We will be over at the softball field on Saturday. Eels hits a fly ball center field. Moving back a little bit is Alex Leopard. And makes the catch in medium deep center field for the 3rd out. So 1 hit, no runs. We go to the 5th. It's Santa Rosa 3, American River 2.
Back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Network.
Top of the 5th, Stones McCoy. Probably in the middle of this inning is the Stones McCoy mid-game report, but he may not be able to make it, as Elizabeth from the snack bar has just gifted him just a tremendous-looking chicken sandwich, which he's going to put out, I think, on all of his various social media platforms, because it is a very attractive piece of food, if I may say that. It's edible, is what I'm saying. There's a ground ball into left field, base hit by Connor Sharpiet, opening up the top of the 5th. Second hit of the game for Connor. 2 for 3, came in at 4:15, and grounds that one past Anthony Packard. Had no chance at it. Here's Joe Brown. So Connor not interested in the story about Stones and this new chicken sandwich. He just wants to get to hitting. Sixth hit of the game for the Bear Cubs. And here's Joe Brown, who was struck out and grounded to second. So he is 0 for 2. Came in at 308. That's inside, gets away from Hansen. A wild pitch goes all the way back to the screen. And Sharpie will go back to second base, or go down to second base. And it's 1-0 on Joe Brown. Looked like it came close to hitting Joe Brown, but Joe Brown never made a move to go to first base because Joe Brown wants to swing the bat. 1 ball and no strikes. Joe out of Petaluma High School, just a freshman for the Bear Cubs this season. Shows bunt and pulls back the bat on an off-speed pitch that is in there. Slider strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Anthony Packard really did not come in from third, so he didn't buy the whole bunt thing. Willie Tatum over at first. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Joe Brown. He chops it out toward the middle of the field and looks like it'll get into center field for a base hit. Coming around third is Sharpie. The throw will be cut off and throw back to first base to try to get Joe Brown, but he gets back in. He's got himself an RBI seeing eye single, his 20th run batted in of the season, and the 4th run for the Bear Cubs. They lead at 4-2. That one just bounced it past the pitcher. Great try by Darren Eels out there diving. Again, if he would have caught it, he wouldn't have had anywhere to go with it, but he would have saved the run as Sharpie had scored easily as it was slowly hit, and Dominic Ott had to come in and pick it up. And here's Jake McCoy, who has singled and been hit by a pitch so far in this one. Jake leads the Big 8 Conference with 7 home runs and is 9th in runs batted in with 30. Breaking ball swung on and fouled at the plate. 0-1, and Jake was trying for home run number 8, I think it's safe to say, on that swing. Stones McCoy gleefully showing me his tweet about Liz and the snack bar food is now he's going to, oh man, I'm so jealous. Fastball misses low, 1-1. He has that kind of face that people just want to give him food. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brown leading over at first. Joe now 1 for 3 on the day with the run batted in his 20th. That's hit high and deep and gone. McCoy got all of that one, and it's 6-2 Santa Rosa. So 6-2 Santa Rosa, second home run. First one for Bryce Cannon, that one from Jake McCoy. He now has 8 home runs and 32 runs batted in. Not much doubt about that one. As he crosses the plate, bangs helmets with Austin Ehrlicher. Actually, we have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Garrett Lewis at the plate for Ehrlicher, infielder out of Petaluma. So Garrett Lewis comes on for Ehrlicher, who has hit into 2 double plays, 6-4-3 in this one. Lewis, as we said, a freshman out of Petaluma. Right-handed hitter settles in. 6-2 Bear Cubs. Fastball is right down the middle for a strike. Lewis just 6 at-bats on the season and 1 hit for Santa Rosa. Takes that one. A slider is in there for a strike, so it's 0-2 quickly on Garrett Lewis. Nobody out here. 3 runs in for the Bear Cubs. They lead at 6-2. Inside for a ball, gets away. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Garrett Lewis. Keenan Morris, the third baseman, on deck. Eight hits for the Bear Cubs in this one through 4+ innings. Fastball is high. A little bit of heat behind that one, but it's out of the strike zone. Evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyler Moore from the stretch, 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball and hits him on the left arm. And Lewis will go down to first base. Second hit batter of the game for Tyler Moore. And it brings out Keenan Morris, the third baseman. Keenan grounded to first in the second inning, then singled sharply up the middle in the fourth, later scored. So he is 1 for 2, came in at 240. Freshman out of Eureka High School, left-hand hitting third baseman. Shows bunt, bunts it back toward the pitcher. Moore has it, guns it over to first to Tatum to get Keenan Morris. It'll be a sacrifice. And moves Lewis down to second base. 1 out here in the fifth, and it'll bring up Bryce Cannon, who was homered and walked in this one. Came in at 269, picked up his 5th home run and 14th run batted in back in the third inning. An opposite field line drive over the head of Julian Blackwell out there. Moore's first pitch is low and outside for a ball. Lewis down at second base. 1 out here in the fifth. Santa Rosa 6, American River 2. Cubs won on Tuesday 6-0. Scored 5 runs in the first 2 innings. And everybody put up basically zeros after that. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball is hit high up in the air to center field. Ott looks like he has room, backs up to the warning track. He has it. Runner's going to tag and go to third. Throw is cut off by Eels and will be no throw. So it's a fly ball out by Cannon to deep center field. And moving up is Garrett Lewis. He's at third now with 2 outs, and here's Ty Blakely, the catcher, the number 9 hitter for the Bear Cubs and 7th hitter of this inning. Ty grounded to short in the third and then picked up a base on balls back in the fourth. So he's 0 for 1, 277 coming in for Ty Blakely, sophomore from Cardinal Newman in Santa Rosa. First pitch is chopped slowly out to shortstop. Eels on the run, picks it up, and then he bobbles it, and safe at first will be Ty Blakely, and the 7th run crosses the plate in the person of Garrett Lewis. Have to go to my score, but I think that's probably going to be an error in shortstop as Eels came in, got the ball cleanly, but then when he's making the transfer, dropped it out of his glove, and Blakely safe at first. First error of the game for the Beavers, and that brings up Alex Leopard, who was popped out, walked, and singled in this one. So he is 1 for 2, 323 coming in. Fastball inside from Tyler Moore, 1-0. Leopard picked up 2 runs batted in on his single in the fourth. Up the middle off the glove of David Centeno on the dive. Couldn't get it. Dribbled into center field and 2 runs scored. That one is down low. The runner's going. Hansen's throw, beautiful to second and tag. He's out at second base. A great throw by Duncan Hansen. Gets the third out, but not before 3 runs on 3 hits. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Santa Rosa 6, American River 2.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Network.
Middle of the fifth inning, 6-2 Santa Rosa. That means it's time for the Stones McCoy mid-game report. And Stones, this looks like a Santa Rosa team that has a lot of sticks out there, but I think maybe too many free passes from American River.
Yeah, absolutely. The biggest thing that's getting in American River's way today is the bases on balls. And, you put that many runners on base, you're bound to give up a few runs. And then when you do give up a long ball with runners on base, it's just that much, it hurts just that much more. So, we were really pitching well in the first couple of innings. I really thought what command of the strike zone was there. And they're just beating us with the good bats today.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to make perfect pitches. Now, offensively, a nice little rally there in the second with a couple of hits. And, I think that's going to say a lot about the Beavers, the way they approach the plate the rest of this game against Evan Johnson.
Absolutely. You can throw up back-to-back doubles and bring in runs. So if you can do that, you can continue to stay in this game. You just got to do it, and you got to do it every inning.
Thank you, Stones McCoy. The Stones McCoy Midday Report brought to you by Stones McCoy and Stones Radio Networks, of which Stones McCoy is the president. And there is a lot of connection there, which we won't go into right now. Anthony Packard, our first hitter in the fifth, Anthony with the RBI double his first time, takes the first pitch on the corner for a strike on one. Anthony at 198 coming in, picked up RBI number 12 with that double in the second. Freshman out of Colfax. Swings on Hudson, foul down the first base line, just barely foul as it goes into the right field corner. So maybe a couple of feet away from another double for Anthony, but now it's 0-2 on him. He's going to be followed by Duncan Hansen and then Dominic Ott, 8, 9, and 1 in the order for AR here. Grounded sharply down to third, handled over there by Morris across the diamond. Gets him by a step at first base for the first out of the fifth. Morris to Connor Sharpiet over at first base. And Packard is down for the first out, and Duncan Hansen, the catcher, comes to the plate. Freshman catcher out of Del Campo, hitting 206 coming in, has a home run, has a run batted in, flied out to left field his first time up. So Duncan is 0 for 1 against Evan Johnson. First pitch misses the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes with Dominic Ott to follow here in the fifth. 6-2 Santa Rosa. Duncan takes outside again, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes. That one is inside. 3 balls and no strikes. More activity in the Bear Cubs pen. Loosening up out there. Looks like a right-hander. We'll get the Stones Radio Network's binoculars on that one. 3-0 pitch is in there for a call strike. 3-1 on Duncan Hansen. Wearing number 24 in the home whites for the Beavers. Against the gray and blue of Santa Rosa. Sharply hit out toward shortstop. Big hot out there for Lombardi. Across the diamond in the dirt a little bit, but he got him at first base on a good scoop by Connor Sharpiet for the second out of the inning. So 2 outs, and that'll bring up Dominic Ott, the top of the order, as Hansen is retired. A long throw by Lombardi. So here's Dominic Ott, popped out to shortstop in the third and lined out to right in the first. That's hit right back up the middle. Lombardi dives, not going to get it. It's a base hit for Dominic Ott up the middle in center field. So Dom's first hit of the game is the 4th for the Beavers. And with 2 outs, David Centeno comes to the plate. David popped to third in the first inning, hit a pretty good long line drive in left field in the third, but it was caught out there by Bryce Cannon. So he is 0 for 2 so far in this one. First pitch is in there for a strike to the freshman out of Roseville, California. Infielder and a pitcher. A little chatter from the dugout of the Beavers, and the umpire was having none of it. Must have been pretty persistent chatter to go ahead and stop the flow. I mean, I was in a groove there. All of a sudden, I got to deal with that. Ott leads at first base, short lead. Here's the pitch. Centeno lines it down the left field line. He hit that one hard, but pulled it foul. And it's 0-2 on David Centeno. 2:35 coming into this game. 0 for 2 in this one for number 14 for the Beavers. Johnson comes set, looks at Ott. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, got him on strikes. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the 6th. Santa Rosa 6, American River 2.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Looks like there's a new pitcher for the Beavers. Number 9, Christian Lucero coming on for ARC. So Tyler Moore went 5 innings, gave up 8 hits and 6 runs. 5 of those runs were earned. He had 1 strikeout, walked 4, and hit 2 in his time in there. So Christian Lucero coming in for the Beavers. Christian is making his appearance number 19 on the season, 27 and 2/3 innings. He has a record of 1-0, 3.58 ERA, 20 strikeouts, and 6 walks over that time. So he comes on to face the top of the order for the Bear Cubs here in the 6th. That's Alex Leppert, Aiden Lombardi, and Connor Sharpit. As the Bear Cubs held scoreless in the first 2 innings, and 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and 3 in the 5th. A couple of home runs, one by Bryce Cannon, one by Jake McCoy, who seems to be loosening up in the bullpen for the Bear Cubs. Lucero's first pitch is just a little bit high. Lucero, the submariner from River City High, the sophomore, had, I think, 9 saves for the Beavers last year. His second pitch is outside, 2-0. Has 1 win but no save so far in this one. Here's the 2-0. It's hit sharply to the left to second base, into right field for a base hit. So Leppert picks up his second hit in a row. He is 2 for 3. And here's Aiden Lombardi, the shortstop. Fly to right, walked and flied to center for Lombardi. 0 for 2 in this one. Comes in at .359 for the freshman from Cardinal Newman High School in Santa Rosa. Right-handed hitter against Christian Lucero. 9th hit for the Bear Cubs. That's hit out towards second base. Can wait for it as Centeno goes to second for 1. Throw by Eels to first. Nice play. Nice turn by Darren Eels. That's a 4-6-3 double play for the Beavers. And one thing they've done, 3 double plays now in 5 innings for AR. And Centeno kind of had to wait for that when he got it to Darren Eels. And Darren turned it around very quickly and retired Lombardi at first. And here's Connor Sharpio, who doubled in the first, flied to center in the 3rd, and singled in the 5th. So he is 2 for 3. Takes the first one in there for a strike. 4-15 for Connor coming into this one. Put him second in the Big 8 Conference. 5 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Here's the 0-1 from Lucero. Inside for a ball. Puts him 5th in RBI and 8th in home runs. Big breaking ball swung on and fouled, and Connor took a rip at that one. Make that 8th in RBI and 5th in home runs. His teammate Jake McCoy leads the home run race with 8 now after getting 1 today, and the home plate umpire is going out to talk to Christian Lucero. Maybe there was a little foul ball off somebody, and he's trying to give somebody a chance to kind of like regain their equilibrium, or maybe he just wanted to go talk with Christian and ask him how he learned to throw like that. I mean, it's a question. It's a realistic question. I mean, I'd ask him. I would probably wait till after the game or something, but he's the umpire. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Connor. Right-handed hitter. Breaking ball is down in the dirt, trying to throw the old Sergio Romo frisbee ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I don't know if that's the technical term for it, but I'm going to call it. It's called a no-dot slider. A no-dot slider, according to Stones. I like frisbee ball, so that's what we're going to go with. Tries it again. That one just misses. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Connor Sharpit. Two outs here in the 6th. Popped up right side. Coming in is Jonas Diaz, and he will not make the catch. Drops in front of him, and Sharpit is going to reach first base. Not really sure what happened on that one. Not if he lost it in the sky or what, but he came in and it was a little bit shorter than he thought. So he's going to be charged with an error in right field. Second error for the Beavers in this one, and Joe Brown comes to the plate, and this is not a team you want to give free base runners to, as we talked about with Stones McCoy in the mid-game report. You know, the base on balls and hit batters is one thing, and errors is another. Brown fouls that one out of play toward the right side, so it's 0-1. And you know Christian Lucero goes, I got you up here to hit a little fly ball to right field. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. It doesn't turn out that way. Now you got Joe Brown, who singled, struck out, and grounded out, so he is 1 for 3. Picked up his 20th run batted in with the base hit. Watches that one on the outside corner, call strike. Back in the 5th inning, Joe Brown hit a ground ball up the middle, scored sharp hit from second base. Right-handed hitter with the open stance out of Petaluma High School. 0-2 coming up. Hit sharply right at David Centeno. He's got it. Straightens up across the diamond over first base for the out. So error doesn't hurt the Beavers. Nothing across in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Santa Rosa 6, American River 2.
Beat by DJ Stones.
To the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the 6th, I've been informed that it is 7-2, not 6-2, and since that's the correct score, that's what I'm going to go with. So 7-2 in favor of Santa Rosa, and Julian Blackwell will be the first hitter coming up to the plate. So as McCoy pointed out to me about the 5-run margin, and I thought it was a 4-run margin, so I took it up before the board, and they went with Stones. So Blackwell, Balke, and Diaz here. Julian takes the first pitch in there for a strike. He's grounded out to short and grounded out to third in his 2 appearances at the plate against Evan Johnson, who's given up 4 hits and 2 runs over the first 5 innings, looking for his 5th win of the season. Swing and a miss for Julian. 0-2. So 4 runs in the 5th, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and 4 in the 5th for the Bear Cubs. That's in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Julian Blackwell from Eastside High in Antelope Valley, the sophomore, playing out in left field today. Listed as an infielder on the roster. He's also played outfield, also pitched for the Beavers this season. 1-2 coming up. Swing and a miss. Johnson gets him on strikes for the first out. 5th strikeout for Evan Johnson. 2nd in a row, and that'll bring up Wyatt Balke, who struck out twice in this one. So Balke trying to put the ball in play here in his 3rd at bat. Came in at 236 with a pair of home runs. That was inside with a fastball. 1-0. No activity right now for the Bear Cubs in their bullpen. Johnson has gone all the way. Balke takes down low, so it's 2-0 on Wyatt. Jonas Diaz to follow. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning here at Beaver Field. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Connor Sharpie down at first base. Joe Brown at second. Aiden Lombardi at short. Keenan Morris at third. That's the inner defense for Santa Rosa, with Ty Blakely behind the plate. Ball swings and misses at an off-speed pitch, so it evens the count up at 2-2. Bryce Cannon left. Alex Leopard in center. Jake McCoy over in right for Santa Rosa. Swing and a miss, strike three. 6 strikeout for Johnson, 3rd in a row. And that'll bring up Jonas Diaz, who is flied to right, sharply hit line drive to right in the 2nd, and then singled in the 4th. Took a high fastball and hit to left field, so he is 1 for 2. Jonas, a freshman out of Folsom, came in at 173, no home runs and 8 runs batted in. Takes his first pitch right down the middle for a strike. 0-1. Fastball sails high and outside, evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. We thank you for checking us out on the ARC Athletics YouTube, or if you have the Mixlr app, however you're doing it, we urge you to subscribe to ARC YouTube. If you haven't, we thank the hundreds of those of you who have. We welcome you to come along on the journey with us, which started out in August, I think probably on the soccer field. Came into the swimming pool and the football field and the volleyball court and the basketball court and probably something else I'm forgetting. It's hit sharply to the right. A shortstop, Lombardi, tried to get it, can't, and it is going to be a base hit for Jonas Diaz, his 2nd in a row, so he is 2 for 3 today. Lombardi tried to go down to the knee and get it. Even if he gets it cleanly, he's not going to probably be able to throw out Jonas Diaz. 5th hit for the Beavers in 6 innings, and that'll bring up Willie Tatum, who has walked and struck out in this one so far. So Willie 0 for 1. Takes the first one inside. Nice block back there by Ty Blakely, but down 5 runs. Diaz is in no hurry to take off. Jones McCoy, of course, is a very aggressive base coach, and so he wants people to go. If you can see the ball on the ground, he says the guy should be at least at 2nd. 1-0. I don't agree. Swing and miss by Tatum on a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Darren Eels on deck. That's it sharply right out to second base. Joe Brown's going to flip it over to shortstop, covering 2nd for the out. It's a fielder's choice for Tatum. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We go to the 7th. It's the Bear Cubs 7, the Beavers 2.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, it was the most rewarding part about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the action right here on Stones Radio Network.
Top of the 7th from Beaver Field. Bear Cubs 7, Beavers 2. Santa Rosa will send up Jake McCoy, and then we believe Garrett Lewis and Keenan Morris. McCoy has singled, been hit by a pitch, and hit a massive 2-run home run, his 8th of the season. Picked up 2 more runs, but has 32 now. He's up here against Christian Lucero, and the first pitch is inside, I believe, for a ball, 1-0. McCoy from Casa Grande High School, just a freshman. It chops one down the third baseline, but it is foul. Fortunately for the Beavers, because the big chopper would have been over the head of Anthony Packard. It had been stayed fair. So 1-1 on McCoy. Came in at 3.08. He's 2 for 2 in this one. Breaking ball is hit down the left field line, foul. That was a very slow breaking ball, which was very far inside, and McCoy could not resist. And it struck it down the left field line, but very, very foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Another breaking ball, and that's down in the dirt. Couldn't go after that one. 2-2 now. Fouled out of play. Sailed up there again by Lucero, and McCoy waited for it just long enough to spoil it out of play. So it'll stay 2-2 leading off the top of the 7th. Lewis and Morris to follow Jake McCoy. Pops it up right side again. Tatum gives chase, but it's going to be out of play one more time over in our planting area over there. Rolls on through. So it's 2-2 on McCoy as Lucero feeding him a steady diet of the breaking balls, slow breaking balls to be sure. Fastball's chopped out into right field for a base hit. Right between Willie Tatum and David Centeno. Perfect placement. McCoy now 3 for 3 in this one. That is the 10th hit of the game for the Bear Cubs and brings up Garrett Lewis. Garrett Lewis came on to bat for Austin Ehrlicher, who started the game as the DH. Lewis was hit by a pitch back in the 5th inning, later scored. McCoy leads at first. Lewis hits it sharply right at shortstop. Eels is going to take it himself, throw to first, and that's another double play for the Beavers. Their 4th of the game. That one just 6-3, 2 outs here in the 7th. That one came so quickly to Darren Eels. He was so close to second, he just went ahead and took care of it himself.
Number 9, third baseman Keegan Morris.
So 4 double plays for the Beavers in this one. And here's Keenan Morris, who grounded out to first, singled, and sacrificed. That one is down low for a ball, 1-0. Morris singled and scored back in the 4th inning. The left-hand hitting third baseman hits one high in the air to right center. Going after it is Dominic Ott. Now he slows down, reaches up, and makes the catch. So another double play for the Beavers, and they get the third out here in the top of the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th, stretch out a little bit. It's Santa Rosa 7, American River 2.
Beat by DJ Stones.
You're listening to coverage of ARC Athletics on Stones Radio Network.
New pitcher in the bottom of the 7th for the Bear Cubs. It's Jake McCoy moving over from right field, and he brings with him his 10th appearance of the season. 1-1 record, 5.19 ERA, 17 and a third innings, 10 strikeouts and 8 walks for Jake McCoy. So we'll get the new right fielder. I imagine would be Garrett Lewis out in right field, but we'll double check on that as McCoy moves in from right field to the mound. His first pitch is a little bit high. To Darren Eels, who has a RBI double and has flied to center in his 2 appearances. That one is right down the middle for a strike. Jake McCoy, freshman from Casa Grande High School. 1 ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball's in there for a strike. 1-2. So Quinn Maiden is the new right fielder, number 14 for the Bear Cubs. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away from Blakely. He throws it down to first for the out. So Eels is out on strikes to lead off the bottom of the 7th, and that'll bring up Anthony Packard. So Quinn Meaden, the new right fielder, a freshman out of Cardinal Newman. And here's Anthony Packard, who had an RBI double in the 2nd and grounded to 3rd in the 5th. So Anthony is 1 for 2. Picked up RBI number 12 on the season. McCoy's first pitch, a fastball right by him for a strike, 0-1. Tenth appearance of the season for Jake McCoy. Swing and a miss at a high fastball makes it 0-2. 10 strikeouts in 17 in the 3rd innings. Swing and a miss, got 2 strikeouts in a row here quickly against the Beavers in the 7th, and here's Duncan Hansen, the catcher. Duncan has flied to left and grounded to short, hit the ball well twice, has nothing to show for it. The freshman from Del Campo behind the plate for the Beavers today. Number 24 steps in against Jake McCoy with 2 outs in the 7th. That is inside for a ball. Top of the order, Dominic Ott on deck for ARC. They try to get something going here with 2 outs in the 7th. Evan Johnson went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits and 2 runs. Struck out 6 in 6 innings. Walked just 1. Hansen takes in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike to Duncan Hansen, number 9 hitter in the Beavers order here. Line drive right back up the middle into center field. That's a base hit for Duncan Hansen. First hit of the game for Duncan. 6th hit for the Beavers in this one. And here's Dominic Ott, who singled his last time up after lining out to right in the 1st and popping to short in the 3rd. Actually hit it into short left field down the line, and Aiden Lombardi made a really nice catch coming out from the shortstop position. So Dominic 1 for 3. Breaking ball's hit line down the left field line. That is a foul ball. Dominic Ott picking the right spot, but just putting it a little bit too far to the left, a little too much hook on that one. And it is 0-1 to Dominic Ott. Sophomore out of Wood Creek came in at 250 in this one. No balls and 1 strike. Short lead by Hansen at first again. Inside with a fastball, just barely misses Dominic. David Centeno on deck, the number 2 hitter in the order to follow if Ott can keep things going for the Beavers here as they trail it 7-2 in the 7th. Big Jake McCoy, the second pitcher for the Bear Cubs. That one is in there, called strike 2 to Dominic Ott. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stones McCoy with his radar gun in his brain says it's about 90 miles an hour from McCoy. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. So a couple strikeouts for McCoy in the 7th. He gives up 1 hit. We go to the 8th. It's Santa Rosa 7, American River 2.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. Personally, the most rewarding part is about eating it. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought. and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Now back to the booth right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Top of the eighth, new pitcher for the Beavers, Jake Morrell, the left-hander out of Whitney High, the freshman. He comes on for Christian Lucero. Jake is making his 9th appearance. He has an 0-1 record, 20 and a third innings. 13 strikeouts, 21 walks, 7.08 ERA on the season for Jake, as he'll face Bryce Cannon, Ty Blakely, and Alex Leopard. 8-9-1 for the Bear Cubs. Santa Rosa scored 1 time in the third, 2 times in the fourth, and 4 times in the fifth. That's the scoring for the Bear Cubs. The Beavers had 2 in the second, and it is 7-2 as we move along to the top of the eighth here in Big 8 conference action. Jake Morrell getting his warm-up tosses in. He came on for Christian Lucero. Lucero, 2 innings pitched, gave up 2 hits, benefited by 2 double plays, 4 double plays for the Beavers in 7 innings so far. So that has been a bright spot for AR in this one, as Darren Eels, David Centeno working it around second base out there, pulling 4 double plays. So Bryce Cannon, the first hitter. Bryce hit a opposite field home run back in the third, walked in the fourth and scored, and then flied to center in the fifth. So he is 1 for 2. Came in at 269, hit his 5th homer of the season. Now has 14 runs batted in. He's followed by Ty Blakely, and then the top of the order, Alex Leopard. Left-hander Jake Morrell, left-hander Cannon. First pitch is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. We're back in action on Saturday over at the softball field. Noontime, the first game. That's a fastball, and that's in there for a strike. First game at noon. AR against number 4 in Northern California. AR number 9 in Northern California. And number 4 is Monterey Peninsula, and they are in for a doubleheader. Swinging a foul back to the screen. Of course, if you subscribe, then you get notified every time we go live, so you know that we're going to be over there at noon. Or maybe you'd be surprised. Who doesn't matter? That's the benefit of being a subscriber to ARC Athletics YouTube. We thank the hundreds of you that have joined up this season. We look forward to bringing it back next season to all of you and hopefully more. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice job by Hansen holding on to the breaking ball. And Cannon is down on strikes for the first out here in the 8th. And here's Ty Blakely, who grounded a short, walked, and reached on an error. Like Connor Sharpiot is warming up out in the pen. So they're bringing all the pitchers, all the players in to pitch, it looks like, for Santa Rosa. But Connor's out loosening up. Next pitch is inside to Blakely, 1-0. So Moore went the first 5 innings for ARC, then Christian Lucero the next 2. And now Jake Morrell, who has a strikeout in his first batter faced. That one is right down the middle, 1-1 on Blakely. Catcher's a sophomore from Cardinal Newman. Came into the game at 277 on the season. Hits that one high up in the air in the infield. They're going to point to Willie Tatum coming over from first base, and Willie snags it for the second out of the inning. Blakely is retired on the pop-up to Tatum at first base. 2 outs, and here's Alex Leopard, the leadoff hitter who popped out to open the game, then walked in the third. 2-run single in the fourth and another single in the sixth. So Alex 2 for 3 in this one so far with 2 runs batted in, bringing his season total to 27, along with 3 home runs. 323 coming into this game. First pitch is on the outside corner, call strike. Oh and 1. Aiden Lombardi, the shortstop, to follow. That one is outside for a ball, 1-1. A little bit of overcast out here. Very pleasant day for baseball, though. So far, I mean, no wind. Come on. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No rain. No rain. That is, what is that, Blind Melon? Tomorrow the rain comes in, says Stones McCoy. That's in the dirt. I usually go by the weather report and the predictions on my phone, which are just like, I don't know, just some guy got a hold of an algorithm or something and just puts it out there. Oh, I think it's going to rain 2 weeks from now. Okay, great. Yeah, Blind Melon, no rain. That's a good song. I don't know if it's great. All right, great. Look out, high and inside. 3 balls, 1 strike on Alex Leopard. Freshman out of Annalee High School in Sebastopol. I will not tell my Annalee High School story again. Thank you very much. That one is right across the middle of the plate, and Alex Leopard is running down to first base and has thrown his bat into the dugout. I've never seen a guy get 80 feet down the line. Well, yeah, but the umpire called it a strike, and he just kept on running because I guess he thought he was tricking him. It's not April 1st. It's April 6th, right? Or 5th? What is it? It's the 6th. That was a pretty bold maneuver there. I liked it. He just kept going. First of all, he threw the bat after the ball was called strike 2, and then just kept on going to first. I loved it. 3-2. Jake Morrell, the third pitcher for the Beavers, comes set, working from the stretch with nobody on. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, got him on strikes. Hansen picks up and tries to tag him out and can't get it. And he throws it over Willie Tatum's head at first, and Alex Leopard's get around first and make it into second base. And that was the most bizarre 2 pitches of an at-bat I've seen in quite some time. Morrell gets him on strikes. Hansen tried to tag Alex Leopard, and Leopard avoided him and started running down the first base line, so Duncan threw it to first, but kind of lollipopped it over the head of Willie Tatum. It went into right field, and Leopard never stopped and went out towards second base, and he's out there now with 2 away. Morrell gets credit for the strikeout, and here's Aiden Lombardi. Flied to right, walk, flied to center, hit into a double play, so he is 0 for 3 and a .359 hitter. You don't want to give him another chance out here. So Leopard out at second base, the pitch on the way, line drive right field is going to stay up for Diaz. It does. Jonas comes in and makes the catch. So the Beavers get out of that one. Nothing going on in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Santa Rosa 7, American River 2.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student-athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We'd love to see you.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Network.
Still reeling a little bit from that last batter. Stones McCoy, join me on the radio airwaves here.
Yes, sir.
As we discuss the fact that you were amazed by the fact that the guy struck out and made it to second base, and I'm still sitting here going, that I'm going to call it a ballsy move.
Yeah.
A 3-1 pitch, called strike 2, but you've already thrown the bat away, and you went all the way down to first base.
You 75 feet down.
All right, I'll give you 75.
Not quite there, but, you made it quite a ways down.
You've seen a lot of baseball. Have you seen that before? And then backed it up by the strikeout and throw over the first baseman's head.
No, in fact, the only other time I've seen that, the guy running down to first base was so upset he started arguing and got tossed. So that's the way that ended up.
That's why you bring in Stones McCoy, ladies and gentlemen. David Centeno leading it off against Jake McCoy in the bottom of the 8th. Thank you, Stones. That's just what I needed. David faked the bunt, pulled it back, and it's a ball. 1-0. McCoy with 3 strikeouts and a single allowed in the 7th. His next pitch is inside for a ball, 2-0. So, yeah, that's crazy stuff. I think I remember that guy being thrown out, too. 2 balls and no strikes. David takes outside for a ball, 3-0. McCoy coming in 17 in the 3rd innings, had 10 strikeouts and 8 walks. Picked up 3 strikeouts in the 7th inning, and now he's 3-0 on David Centeno. That one's right down the middle for a strike. Now I want everybody just to toss the bat and run all the way down to first base on 3-0 pitches. I think that just should be what everybody does. No, he can't do it. He's got to settle down. 3-1. Chopped foul by David. He takes a huge cut does David Centeno, and it is now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Julian Blackwell to follow, then Wyatt Balky. 3 balls, 2 strikes. McCoy from the stretch. Hit well to left field. Going back is Cannon, still going back, reaches up, and did not make the catch. It's over his head, and Centeno is going to cruise into second base. That's what we did. David takes a big cut, and boy, he put a charge in that one. Hit it over Cannon's head in left field, picks up a double. That is hit number 7 for the Beavers. Centeno's first. He's 1 for 4, and here's Julian Blackwell.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 8, left fielder Julian Blackwell.
Blackwell is grounded out to short, grounded out to third, and struck out. Those were all against Evan Johnson. And he's up here against Jake McCoy with a runner at second and nobody out in the 8th. Shows bunt, it's too high. Blakely thought about throwing back behind the runner, but there was nobody covering second base, so it's 1-0 on Blackwell. Julian came in at 219, has 6 runs batted in on the season. That's inside for a ball, 2-0. Keenan Morris down at third base, kind of checking after Blackwell faked the bunt on the first pitch. He's kind of playing even with the bag at third. 2-0 coming from McCoy. Look out, Blackwell might have got hit. I think he did. He did get hit on the uniform there. He'll go down to first base. So first and second for the Beavers here, nobody out. And we're going to have a little meeting at the mound for the Bear Cubs. We'll step back for just a second. Bottom of the 8th, Beavers have something going, but they trail 7-2.
Now, back with the play-by-play right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Evan Rice is going to pinch hit, and as Jones McCoy noted that the umpire, as soon as the manager for Santa Rosa went out to the mound, the umpire followed him out there. But this is not going to be a long discussion, and it wasn't. Evan Rice is going to pinch hit for Wyatt Balky. He's up here with nobody out and 2 on. He takes the first pitch down low for a ball. Evan's a freshman out of Wood Creek. Right-handed hitter against Jake McCoy. Has an off-speed pitch, misses down low. So it's 2-0 on Evan Rice. .208 on the season for Evan. He takes that one right down the middle for a strike. Had to make him throw a strike. No home runs, but 8 runs batted in on the season for the right-handed hitter. 2-1 now. Pops it up right side. It'll be an infield fly rule if it's a fair ball, which it is. And it's caught by the first baseman for the first out. So 1 out, and that'll bring up Jonas Diaz, who has a couple hits in this one. He's flied to right his first time, actually a line drive, which was caught out there. And then singled in the 4th and singled in the 6th. So Jonas came in at 173. He's 2 for 3, and he has no home runs, but he has 8 runs batted in on the season. 1 out now, and still 2 on for the Beavers. Off-speed pitch misses low. It's 1-0 on Evan Rice. He's followed by Willie Tatum in the on-deck circle. 1-0 coming from McCoy. Line drive right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Coming around third, they'll see if they send him. They are going to send him. The throw comes through. It's cut off, and sliding in safe head first is David Centeno. And I think the Beavers benefited from that being cut off. It was a fine throw from Metten out in right field. But Centeno scores an RBI single for Jonas Diaz. He has 3 hits today. Going all the way over to third is Blackwell, and it's first and third run in. And it's now 7-3 in favor of the Bear Cubs with Willie Tatum coming up to the plate. Runners at first and third. He fouls that one off. That was a sharply hit ball to right field. Centeno coming around third. The ball cut off by the Bear Cubs, and then the relay throw just a little bit too late. So Diaz at first, Blackwell at third. Here's McCoy's pitch. chopped foul on an off-speed pitch. Ahead of Willie Tatum, 0-2. Darren Eels to follow for AR, who scored for the first time since the bottom of the second on the RBI single by Jonas Diaz. Tatum has 3 runs batted in on the season. Walked, struck out into a fielder's choice on this one. Hits that one high up in the air to center field. Coming in, and he is caught in center. The tag is made. The throw comes through on a hop, and safe at the plate is Julian Blackwell. So a sacrifice fly for Willie Tatum. Another run in for the Beavers. It's now 7-4 in favor of the Bear Cubs. Now 2 outs, and here's Darren Eels. And great base running by Julian Blackwell. As coming in was Leopard on that one. He was coming in. I thought it might drop, but he caught it about knee high. And never a doubt with Julian Blackwell. A good throw on one hop. Just a little bit bounces up a little too high, and sliding in head first is Julian Blackwell. So Tatum picks up the RBI. And Darren Eels coming to the plate. Going to talk it over with the third base coach. Kind of get, looks like Tyler James, a freshman, is warming up in the pen for the Bear Cubs as the Beavers have cut into the lead. Now it is 7-4 here. We're in the bottom of the 8th, and Eels, who has an RBI double in this one, 1 for 3, steps up to the plate with Diaz over at first base. Shows bunt, pulls it back. It's on the inside corner for a strike on 1. So Darren with an RBI double in the second inning. He later scored on the double from Packard. Flied to center in the 4th, struck out in the 7th. Chops that one foul out of play to our right. So it's quickly 0-2 on Darren Eels, a freshman out of Bear Creek High in Stockton, which is commonly referred to as the 209. 0-2. Chops that one foul, protects himself very well on that one, does Darren Eels. We're in number 5 for the Beavers. Stays alive at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes, make it 0-2. Tried to sneak that extra ball in there, trying to give him a little break. Hit sharply down to third, handled down there by Morris, gets up, straightens, throws across the diamond and gets him by a step. Good play by Keenan Morris at third to end the inning, but it's 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 left. We go to the 9th. The Bear Cubs lead it 7-4.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Miles Meyer, the new pitcher for the Beavers, the sophomore out of Placer High, comes on in relief of Jake Morrell, who went 1 inning, gave up nothing, and struck out 1. Miles Meyer making his 16th appearance on the season. He started 4 games for the Beavers, 0-2, 29 2/3 innings, 30 strikeouts, 30 walks, 8.49 ERA, and he'll come on to face the Bear Cubs, Connor Sharpiat, Joe Brown, and Jake McCoy. So the meat of the order for Santa Rosa, 3, 4, and 5. The Beavers have put up 2 spots in the 2nd and the 8th, but a 4-run 5th really sunk them so far in this game. 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and then that 4 in the fifth for Santa Rosa gave them the 7-2 lead. Beavers cut it down in the eighth, and now we're at 7-4, and Myers coming on to take on Sharpiet, Brown, and McCoy here in the ninth. Miles with 30 strikeouts in 27 innings worked. 29 innings worked. So about a strikeout an inning for Miles Meyer, the sophomore. Duncan Hansen behind the plate getting the warm-up tosses. Willie Tatum at first base got the RBI, got the sacrifice fly back in the eighth. David Centeno at second. Darren Eels at short, who pulled off 4 double plays today for the Beavers. Anthony Packard over at third base. Julian Blackwell's out in left field. He scored on the sacrifice fly. Dominic Ott in center. And Jonas Diaz, who has 3 hits for AR, he is out in right field. So here's Connor Sharpiet. He has doubled, flied to center, singled, and reached on an error. So he is 2 for 4, scored a run. Second in the conference at .415 with the batting average. And 8th with 32 runs batted in. Here's Meyer against Sharpiet. Fastball moves him off the plate, high and inside. 1 ball in, no strikes. Miles Meyer, noticing the other day when we were watching him pitch, he's getting that radar gun going from Stones McCoy. He's getting them there near 90 miles an hour as well. But it's 1-0 on Connor Sharpiet. That one catches the outside corner. Little slider action. 1 ball in, 1 strike. It's gotten a little bit cooler, but it isn't windy today, so that makes it a very much more pleasurable experience for those of us in attendance, which we're happy to be. 1-1 pitch. It is right down the middle, call strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Connor Sharpiet. Number 34. Here's the 1-2 coming up. Call strike 3 with the slider. Myers gets the strikeout of Sharpiet. That'll bring up Joe Brown, who struck out in the first inning, grounded to second in the third, got an RBI single in the fifth, and then grounded to second again in the sixth. So Joe is 1 for 4, picked up RBI number 20 in this one. And he steps in against Miles Meyer. 1 out here in the ninth. First one is outside for a ball. Goes back to the screen. So it's 1 ball and no strikes on Joe Brown. Jake McCoy, the right fielder / pitcher, is on deck. He also has probably the longest home run we've seen this year. Next pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1 from Miles Meyer. Joe Brown out of Petaluma High, just a freshman. A lot of freshmen on the Santa Rosa roster in the starting lineup here today. Fastball in there for a strike. Meyer really bringing that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Joe Brown. Bottom of the ninth, the Beavers will have Anthony Packard, Duncan Hansen, and Dominic Ott, 8, 9, and 1 against Santa Rosa. But right now it's 1 out, 1-2 count. Fastball just misses, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Joe Brown. Came in at .308 with a home run and picked up, as we said, RBI number 20 back in the 5th inning on a ground ball up the middle. Scored Connor Sharpiet. 2-2 pitches fouled out of play. Fastball. 2-2. 2 teams meet again on Saturday to conclude this series. Bear Cubs won game number 1 on Tuesday, 6-0 in Santa Rosa. Saturday's game a 1 p.m. first pitch as the Beavers go on the road. 2-2 from Miles Meyer. Misses outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count on Joe Brown. Meyer works from the stretch all times. He's doing a little mid-pitch stretching here. Breaking ball in there, call strike 3. So 2 strikeouts for Miles Meyer here in the ninth, both on call third strikes, and that will bring up Jake McCoy, who singled in the second, was hit by a pitch in the fourth. He had a mammoth 2-run home run in the fifth and singled again in the seventh. So 3 for 3, 2 runs batted in. McCoy leading the conference in home runs now with 8 home runs. He has 32 runs batted in, tying teammate Connor Sharpiet. First pitch is in there for a strike. The slider working today for Miles Meyer. 0-1. McCoy, a freshman out of Casa Grande High School. I believe that's in Petaluma. That one is a fastball, now overthrown and over the head of the batter. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Jake McCoy. If he gets something going, it'll be Garrett Lewis. Actually, it will be Quinn Medin, who came on to bat in the Garrett Lewis spot, the right fielder on deck. Fastball just misses outside, 2-1. I think game recognizes game. McCoy has a little bit of heat on his fastball as well when he's out on the mound. So seeing the same from Miles Meyer, but it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Activity again in the Bear Cubs pen. Swinging a foul back to the screen. So it's 2-2 on Jake McCoy. Colin Medeiros, the right-hander out of Rodriguez High School. This time throwing for Santa Rosa as we go to the 2-2 pitch from Meyer. Hit up in the air toward right field. Dias is going to have to come in, still coming in, and it's going to drop in front of him for a base hit. So McCoy picks up another hit on a blooper into right field. That's hit number 3 for him. I'll make it 4. 3 singles and a home run. It's also been hit by a pitch. So he's improving that 308 average, and here is Quinn Medin, the freshman from Cardinal Newman, who's coming up, came out to play right field when McCoy came in to pitch. So Medin, the right-handed hitter, with 2 outs, will face Miles Meyer. Meyer checks the runner at first base. That's fouled out of play by Quinn Medin. Quinn just 18 at-bats. Make that 11 at-bats. 2 hits and 11 at-bats. So 182 on the season, 5 runs scored. So not a lot of activity for the freshman. Out of Cardinal Newman. Hits from the right side with a slightly open stance with a runner at first and 2 outs here in the ninth. That's check swing back to the screen again, so it's quickly 0-2 on Quinn Medin. If he reaches, then Keenan Morris, the third baseman, would be next. Oh and 2, top of the ninth, 2 outs. McCoy leads at first base. And it is almost called strike 3, but that doesn't count, so it's a ball. 1-2. I was just taken away by the wave of emotion because that was the pitch that Meyer had gotten 2 strikeouts already this inning, and I'm like, let's make it 3 for 3, and I got a little carried away there. That's unprofessional. 1-2. Fastball, call strike 3. So Meyer gets 3 call strikes in the inning, gives up 1 hit. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Santa Rosa leads this one 7-4.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers. American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Now back to the Phantom right here on Stones Radio Networks.
Bottom of the ninth, 7-4. Another new pitcher for the Bear Cubs. This is Connor Sharpiet, who's moving over from his position at first base. He is making his 14th appearance on the mound. No wins and losses, but he has 7 saves, 21 2/3 innings, a 2.91 ERA, 25 strikeouts, and just 9 walks. So the right-hander, who's second in the league in hitting, also with 7 saves, is up near the league lead in that. And he'll face Anthony Packard, Duncan Hansen, and Dominic Ott. And there is a save situation in the air, which is probably why we're seeing Connor Sharpiet in this one. Here's Packard, who has doubled, grounded out, and struck out. Swings and misses at that one off speed pitch, 0-1. Connor Sharpiet, a sophomore from Maria Carrillo High School, which I think is in Santa Rosa. Check me on that, Stones McCoy. That's a fastball outside, goes all the way back to the backstop. Ty Blakely behind the plate for the Bear Cubs in this one. Johnson started, then McCoy, and now Sharpiet. One on the way to Packard. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, 2. Swing and a miss. That one, a slider comes in there, waved out by Packard for the first out of the inning. 26 strikeouts for Sharpiet on the season. And here's Duncan Hansen, who flied to left, grounded to short, and singled back in the 7th. So he is 1 for 3. Duncan came in with a home run and a run batted in and a 206 average out of Del Campo. The freshman waits for the first pitch from Sharpiet. Right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. So he's shown 2 pretty effective pitches already in the first 4, the fastball and the slider. And there is the slider, but it's outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2 on Duncan Hansen. Dominic Ott, the top of the order on deck. Trying to get something started here in the bottom of the 9th. And that is in there, call strike 3. So 2 strikeouts, so 5 strikeouts in the 9th inning, 3 from the top of the inning and 2 now from the bottom of the inning. And the last chance for the Beavers in this one is Dominic Ott, the center fielder, who has flied to right, popped out, singled, and struck out. Reminder, the next time we're in action is Saturday at noon over on the softball field. Dominic takes outside. We're there for a doubleheader between American River and Monterey Peninsula, number 4 in Northern California against number 9. Join us on ARC Athletics YouTube or the Mixler app under Stones Radio Networks. Hit sharply into left field. That's a base hit for Dominic Ott. So Ott comes through with his second hit of the day. That's 9 hits for the Beavers. And here is David Centeno, who had a double his last time up. He's popped up, flied out, struck out, and doubled.
Batting for the Beavers, number 14, second baseman David Centeno.
The freshman from Roseville up here with Ott over at first base. A solid single to left by Dominic. That one is in there for a strike against David Centeno, who never gets cheated on swings, but let that one go by. 0-1. Julian Blackwell on deck. That one sails in there for a strike, 0-2. Good-looking pitch from Connor Sharpiet. That one's a little blooper out into short left field. Going out is a shortstop. Making the catch is Lombardi in short left field, and that is the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And the final score, Santa Rosa wins this one 7-4 for American River. And that is it for us, for Jones McCoy and myself. Thank you for watching. American River College Baseball on YouTube. Please subscribe and become part of the ARC YouTube family, and we'll see you on Saturday from the softball field.